Today I will be making the most vulnerable video I've ever made. I will be comparing my supernatural fanfiction from 2015 to my supernatural fanfiction that I wrote last week. So the one I wrote in 2015, I was 16 years old, wow. That one is a high school AU and I posted it on fanfiction.net and I did not finish it. I have one chapter up. First of all, it is called High School Destiel, so very creative. Destiel has been in love with Dean since freshman year. Will these high school seniors figure out their true feelings? Will someone make a fool of himself? Will Sam be super annoyed with it all? Will this all be very cliche? Of course. I can see I was going for like a little bit of a self-awareness, but I was obviously not self-aware enough to know that I would not be posting more chapters, So this has 578 words. Wow, that's so little. That's like a college admissions essay. It has one review. Love it. Is there, they probably meant to write gonna be more. Thank you. Okay, it has 3 faves, 8 follows. Those 8 faithful follows. Okay, I don't know why it is so painful to read my own writing. I have no problem like watching myself in videos. Maybe it's because I really value my writing ability so much that it's more painful. It just feels maybe like the stakes are higher, that I want my writing to be good more than I like want to see myself looking great on video. Let's start reading it. Great. Destiel Novak's father was a pastor internationally famous for his sermons offering grace and happiness. Okay. I feel like high school Destiel fics like have their own canon. Like Cass's parents are always extremely religious. Unfortunately, he became, oh my god, our first italics. Unfortunately, he became internationally famous by touring his lectures often, sometimes leaving home for months at a time. Okay, I'm just gonna skip ahead. In 7th grade, when Destiel's father first found success, all of the Novak children transferred from Trinity Private Academy of Learning to Try Not to Be Sick public school. Walking into Madison Middle School, Destiel felt many things. Nervous, terrified, embarrassed, dumb. He was a puddle of anxiety. That imagery. Transport me to 8th grade. That was before he got assigned Dean Winchester as a lab partner. Okay, here we get to the dialogue. You're new, right? Dean blinked, then scratched his face. You're new, right? Oh my god! I really don't know if I'm gonna post this video. Dean smiled. Hi, I'm Dean Winchester. I was new here last year, so don't even stress. You'll get the hang of it soon. Honestly, kind of a backhanded compliment. You'll get the hang of it soon. As it turned out, Destiel did not get the hang of it at all. He could read an 800-page book in a day. I really don't think I was trying to go for comedic there. I think maybe I just thought, that seems fine. I don't know what I thought. But he couldn't read social cues to save his life. He was a math person, a history buff, a science geek, but not a people person. What's your favorite book? Destiel asked Dean one day in 2nd semester, after spending all of 1st and 2nd period trying to come up with a conversation starter. Was this based on my life? Dean just snorted. I don't read. How is this 500 words? I feel like I've been reading an 800-paged book. I don't read. Destiel furrowed his eyebrows. I don't understand. You know I gotta add that squint, that classic narrowed eye. Is this a Destiel fic without a furrowed brow? No, don't think so. Dean couldn't hold back a laugh. Honestly, I feel like this is Dean bullying Cass, but I don't think I intended it to be that. I don't like to read. I like to do other things, like explore the town, or see movies, or take Lindsay Holt to Pizza Planet. Explore the town and see movies. I feel like I really captured the 8th grade boy voice. That sounds like every middle school boy I've ever heard talk. I like to explore the town. Destiel was thoughtful. Pizza Planet, wait, hold on. I almost let myself get away with that. Pizza Planet, is that not from Toy Story? This fanfic is plagiarism on plagiarism. Destiel was thoughtful for a moment before he spoke again. Could I possibly come along? Dean smirked. Gee, Cass, the tables at Pizza Planet are really made for two. Destiel, newly Cass, another, I need to do like Destiel High School AU bingo cards because I will give this to my 16-year-old self. I am hitting the marks. Nickname established, yes. Dean talking about a random woman, check. Absent pastor father with sermons of happiness, whatever, check. Destiel tried to smother the blush, threatening to creep onto his cheeks. What does that mean? Slowly, his smile spread into a good-natured grin. I don't know, man. But I'll keep moving on. My brother is making me go see this weird, nerdy alien movie tonight. So you should show up at 7 so we can get the best seats. Okay, so they're now friends. Sure. Dean, of course, had a million friends, and the number only grew as he and Cass graduated to high school. Oh, time jump. Oh, shit. There were only 2 types of people in Monroe High. Did I not call it Madison High before? Oh, no, okay. Madison Middle School, Monroe High. I was a big fan of the presidents back then. An Easter egg to the show? No, just respect for my executive officers. There were only 2 types of people in Monroe High, those who wanted to be Dean and those who wanted to do him. Excluding Cass, obviously. Usually, occasionally. Like the moments when Dean, Cass, and Sam would be playing Monopoly, and Dean would blatantly cheat, yet when Cass began to scold him, he would just widen his glorious summer green shade eyes. That's poetry. And expect to get away with it. Cass did not tolerate cheating, and especially not losing, so he would get flustered and upset, and then he and Dean would start bickering, and Sam would throw up his hands and go find a snack in the kitchen. This is a long sentence. Okay. And go find a snack in the kitchen until however long it took them to make nice. Cass did not want to be or do Dean in those moments. He wanted to punch him and then do him. I just can't. Yes, Destiel Novick was a living, breathing cliche. In love with his oblivious best friend. His obviously hot, funny, secretly sweet. Is that written correctly? His obviously hot, funny, secretly sweet best friend. And that's the end. Do I remember where this story was going? No. I do not even remember writing it. Summer green, what was that? Hold on. Summer grass shade eyes. I mean, I think, kudos for that. Oh, not kudos. Wrong platform. Now to review the one I wrote last week. So in this fanfic, it starts with Dean and Cass as childhood best friends. I'll compare this chapter 1 to the fanfiction.net chapter 1. Most of the time, Cass and Dean were the kind of friends that never fought. They bickered a lot over stupid stuff, like what to order for dinner, and if they should rewatch Dr. Sexy or start a new show. But they didn't have big, loud fights that ended in hurt feelings and slammed doors. Most of the time. Of course, it was only natural that they'd had a few rough patches. They'd been best friends since they were kids, and they were 26 now. Even still, Cass could count the number of genuine fights they'd had on one hand. The first was in 6th grade. They'd only known each other for a few months. The friendship was fresh, and therefore vulnerable. Looking back, Cass would assign himself most of the blame. Technically, Dean started it, but 6th grade Cass was the annoying asshole who blew it out of proportion. Dean and Cass were sitting in Cass's backyard. The grass was green. Green grass eyes? Is that a reference I detect? The pool was reflecting the late September sun. That's imagery. How the sun changes depending on the month. Cass remembered exactly how it started. his father wanted Dean to go to church with them. So once again, religious dad and no mention of mom. Is his father a preacher known for his international sermons? And what were those sermons about? I have so many questions. His father wanted Dean to go to church with them since Dean was spending more and more time at their house. Cass asked Dean, and Dean, with his usual tact, laughed in his face. You know what? Actually, I'm seeing a lot more similarities than I thought, because once again we have Dean laughing in Cass's face for something that is at Cass's expense. I think I'm onto something. I think high school Destiel was ruminating inside me for 6 years until finally this year I wrote this story and let it loose. Cass blinked. You don't believe in God? Dean laughed. No, I don't believe in an old guy with a beard on a cloud somewhere. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I think Santa's more believable. Someone did tell you the truth about Santa, right? 6th grade Cass was shaken to his core. He went on a self-righteous rant about Christianity that made 26-year-old Cass cringe to think about, and Dean went back home. They didn't talk for a week after that, and during that week, Cass realized 2 things. The first was that he'd been raised and homeschooled by extremely religious parents. And everyone he spent time with were either his siblings or people from church. Just because Dean didn't believe in the same things or in God at all didn't mean he was a bad person. It just meant he was raised differently. The second thing he realized was life without Dean was painfully lonely. How did he live like this before the Winchesters moved into the neighborhood? If he had to listen to Michael nag him about the importance of ironing, or Gabriel talk his ear off about some hot chick in the 3rd pew, he was going to pray for the Lord to smite him. Cass apologized, Dean forgave him, and the 2 became even closer. They didn't have a big fight again until freshman year of high school, so this is the age they were in high school Destiel. Here we are. It was the first year Cass attended public school. Once again, the public school. It was also the year his parents died in a car crash. Okay. I like how that's 3 sentences in. Bury the lead. Well, that's all I'm gonna read. It's just too fresh. It's too fresh. It's easier for me to react to high school Destiel. And I do have other fanfics on my fanfiction.net. I guess I could make another one of these videos reacting to them, but I don't have a fanfic now to compare to those. Honestly, still not sure I'm going to post this video. But I do actually, I think the reason I wanted to make this video is that I actually thought it was kind of cool that, like, literally I was taking the same premise at age 16 and at age 22 and writing that premise, and to compare, like, what changed and what didn't change between those 2 stories. That's why I really wanted to make this, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope when I publish my first book, I can look back on this video and stay humble.